Hello, I
Hey.
think we're live.
We're in for a decorating date night. Troy and Dina, so glad to be with you. And we also have Tylor in the back with us. He's on our decorating date night tonight. The house that we're going to, Jody is her name. She's a real good Facebook friend, also a listener to the radio station, and she has a sibling with special needs, so she thought it'd be fun for us to bring Tylor along and we could kind of hang out together and a couple of families bonding over that very important thing that we have in common.
Okay,
So
let's go in.
So we're going to go in.
And I have a new contraption.
Do I not have this car off?
Oh, gotta turn it off? Is it off now?
I think so.
Okay.
I know.
I posted earlier on Facebook about the last Facebook Live video having all sorts of sync problems. Some people have shared that they've had problems too, but nobody's shared a solution. So if you have a solution on what to do if a Facebook Live video ends up having video and audio sync problems, we would appreciate that. So let me flip this around. Here we go. There's Tylor. Car is off.
Yep.
All right, here we go. Now, normally we would have a date night without our son. That's the whole point of a decorating date night. But all's good. All right, so.
Hi.
Hello!
Hi. Hi. How are you? Oh, look how good you look.
You look
How are
good.
you? Oh, it's
Good,
so good to
so
see you.
Hello! Hi, say hello to Facebook.
Hi, Facebook. Welcome.
Do you want us to take our shoes off? Right? You sure? Okay. Hey, Ty.
I have it.
Hi, Tyler. Did you say hello? Hi, how are you? Hi, how are you?
Hello. Oh,
Take your shoes off and take your coat off, buddy.
yeah.
Thank you.
This is Jill.
Hi, Jill.
And that's Brad. I'll take your
Oh,
coat.
thank you so much. Oh, let's move our shoes so we don't trip anyone. Tyler, do you
I am
want to
Troy.
do
Hi, Brad.
Brad, it's nice to meet you.
Jill.
Hi, Jill.
It's good to see you. There you go, buddy.
How are you?
We don't have a week.
Say hi, Jill.
I want you to sit on
Say hello to the world.
Jill, say hi.
I'm doing here.
You're on TV.
You're on TV. You can watch it later, maybe.
Wave, say hi.
Hi.
It's good to meet you.
What are you doing here?
Oh, we're here to do some decorating.
We're going to have fun.
Jill would be like on TV. And
Yeah.
She gives it, turn on TV, turn on TV.
Oh, different TV. Different TV.
Yeah.
All right, so.
All right,
I love
Tyler,
your
what you
home.
up to?
So let's
You
do a
gonna go
little bit
exploring?
of a tour of the house, and then we can kind of talk
Cheese.
Cheese.
about. Gracious. All right, so you come in the front entryway. Obviously, you've got your dining room. So you were saying that this space is very formal.
more formal, yes.
Okay, so your dilemma is how do I combine my
Yes.
rustic style with my formal style
Yep.
and make that work?
Yep.
How do they both live together? Okay, good.
We,
It's like-
we like them both. I mean, I like
Yeah.
the formal, and this wasn't really like our. We have like my mother's formal dining room set
Uh-huh.
that he's been refurnishing. It's in the garage that he's redoing. So this is like a temporary set that we've been
Okay.
using. And when I get that done, I want to keep her formal set.
Sure,
But we also kind of like
absolutely.
the rustic because we got a the
Civil War.
Civil War mantelpiece
Yeah.
that Brad had gotten
I
somebody
love that.
to install. So like kind
Gorgeous.
of like that. So it's like
Sure.
I don't know which way I like. I'm like, well, maybe I should just go with one way instead of another.
What are you doing here?
Not both.
What's your
and
name?
So I kind of now and down.
Well, I love how you brought this.
Talking to me?
Brad did
What are you doing here?
Yeah, we're here to shoot this video so we can put it and you can watch it later.
I do that.
On the net, on the internet.
You stay here?
Are we going to stay here? We're going to be here for about an hour.
Are you coming?
No eat here?
I don't know if we're going to eat here or not.
All right.
I don't know. Depends if there's food.
As long as he doesn't.
The lights should come on.
They said he's fine with going down there.
Yeah,
Now,
nothing he can get into down there?
We'll have to clean up before we leave because he'll probably pull everything out.
We'll show him some cool stuff.
All right, so we've got the formal dining room with a touch of rustic already.
Yes.
Okay, so you already are kind of bringing that in,
Yes.
which is nice. So really the trick is in a space to make a space unify, and when you're bringing two different styles is to blend the two. So what I would do is bring something that's more formal on the rustic piece.
Okay.
And then I would bring something more rustic on the formal piece. For instance, this would probably go better up there.
Okay.
Because this is your formal, and then it goes, oh, you know, hi, nice to meet you. I'm formal. I'm rustic. Let's hang out together.
And we wanted to show like, like with rugs and,
Right.
drapes and everything like
Yep.
that. If we should do anything different that
So,
way,
yes,
you know, too.
actually,
and-
you're on the right line. So a way to then bring more of that rustic style is with your flooring. So then you can bring more of a sisal rug, which has a little bit more of the grassy, kind of an earthy feel to it, which bring more of a rustic look in here, or a solid color rug as opposed to something that is more formal. So
Okay.
those are just a couple of things that you can do to
Okay.
make it really easy. Another thing you could do is with your light fixture. You can bring more twigs, more and intertwine it in, and again, boom, then you've turned something that's a little bit more formal into something that's more rustic.
That's a good idea.
And it's an easy thing to do. It'll cost you pennies. You just go to Michael's or Joann's or whoever, and you just kind of weave it through, and it just
Which is funny, actually, this stuff here that's in here, actually,
Yeah.
for Christmas, I had
Okay.
that weaved in at Christmas for
Perfect.
the sparkly.
Perfect.
You know, I do that for just
Yes.
the Christmassy look
yeah,
of it, but.
same exact concept. Absolutely same concept. I love that picture of you and Jill.
Thank you.
That is a great picture.
Okay, so we've got some
Okay,
hellos.
good.
Emily, hello.
Hi, Emily.
And
Okay.
Abby, hello.
Oh, hey, Abby.
And Alice.
So another thing you're going to want to do is your window
Hey,
treatment.
Dina.
Hey, so your window treatment, very formal. Again, so what you're going to want to do is get it more rustic. You know, how do we do that? You can bring in more of a solid, more, what's the word I'm looking for? Like a tweed. Again, it gives you that earthy feel. And the other thing you're going to want to do is not go to the floor. Anytime you go to the floor with something, it screams formal. So then maybe just go to the windowsill. Or get rid of the window treatments altogether and just do your blinds. You don't have to necessarily do a window treatment unless you need it for privacy. That's totally up to you. Another thing you could do, these ideas are popping into my head, so take whatever you want. The same idea of the twigs and whatever, get a nice piece of driftwood and put it right above and literally mount it to the wall.
Yeah.
And then you've got that rustic feel. It almost is the same concept as like your mantle. You're kind of doing that. You can do a word, you know, they have some that will
Yes.
have a piece of wood that has like a family saying on it. Again, you're bringing that touch of rustic in this room, and then it still works with this.
Yes.
So,
That's good.
anyway,
And a hello to Alan.
so
And Don and Corey.
artwork, I would probably swap out your artwork. This is a little bit more formal, so you can swap out your artwork. That's something that's easy, unless you're absolutely in love with these pieces. Okay.
I think this is the only one we really were in love with, just because that had more sentimental, like
Okay.
we found together like on an anniversary trip once.
Can it live in
That-
a different part of the house?
I think
Or- okay.
that's about the only one that we're really more.
Okay.
have
But
a
you're
feeling
not opposed to moving it to a different
No,
place?
no.
Okay. All
I think
right.
that- I
Oh,
think that's-
Tyler, walk on through Facebook Live.
Jill, show Tyler around.
And hello to Lynn and Ricky.
Okay, so we've got kind of some ideas in here. Okay, is that helpful?
That works.
Okay,
Yep.
good deal. All right, so let's move on.
I don't know. This is
Anything else that you want me to give you advice with? That's what we'll go
this is
with.
just the girls.
So we don't need to
just
worry
the
about
girls'
that. Okay.
hallway. This
Good
falls
deal.
into the kitchen.
Okay. And I like actually how you brought the rustic feel. So anytime you have your slates and your earth tones, that's kind of the rustic feel.
Okay.
So that's great. Nothing really needs to be changed in here.
And Teresa, hello. And Susan.
Hello, Teresa and Susan.
Susan says, hi
Love
guys.
your table.
Brett made that.
He made this?
Well, because I always had the
Oh my
I always
gosh.
had the hutch when
This
when we
is
moved here
wonderful.
when we moved here from Kansas. I had this from a job that I worked
Brad,
at,
I'm impressed.
and I always wanted
Wow.
a farm table.
I love
so
it.
He did made me the farm table to go with
I
the.
love it. You did an awesome job. Wow. We're going to start getting Brad some jobs.
Susan says, hi Tyler.
This is great.
And Lydia's joined, hello.
Hey,
Yeah, this is a very
Lydia.
impressive table.
It's wonderful. You did. Look at this. That's really well done.
You know, when
Your
you like when you
craftsmanship.
price them and stuff like that. So he kind of
Oh, thousands of dollars if you
Yeah.
get the, oh my gosh.
And we got the
easily.
chairs on Amazon.
Wonderful. Now, did you have the wood or you went and
We just went.
you just went and got the wood? It's great.
One
Love it.
question we had, like the house when we
Yes.
got it. They took all the draperies and stuff like that. These are the only ones that she left us. So
Okay.
kind of, yeah, you know, and
I don't hate them, but I don't love them.
yeah, that's
Right.
how.
With the look.
Right.
You know, I think that you're probably better off not having them. To me, this looks more like a living room. It looks a little bit more like a bedroom.
Yep.
You know,
I just felt like it needs something, but I don't know what, and I
Sure.
just, you know, the
Can
colors,
you-
because it had a little bit of hint of the red, because we had a little bit of the red
Sure.
with the kitchen, and that was the only reason, but I
Sure.
just, I
But
didn't know.
you know what? You might be able to repurpose them and just use a different fabric if you wanted to.
So keep like the board and
Uh-huh. Yep, and
redo.
just redo it. Just get different fabric.
Janae is on. She says that Jake, Janae, and the dog say hi.
Oh, hi! Thanks for watching Facebook Live. Make sure you share the video.
And Susan joined.
Hey,
we've got,
Susan.
We've got a
Okay.
number of likes and loves that I've seen. I'm not sure if I've seen a share yet or not, but
Okay, all right. So what are you thinking for in here? Is there something that popped into your head? You're like, well, I want to do this, but I'm not sure if it would
I don't
work.
know. I want to do something, and I want some color too, and that's why we're having like issues.
Okay.
Like, you know, Brad's always been like, you know, like the plain, like with the colors, and I want some pop of color, and I'm always like still like with like the tray ceiling and everything
Uh-huh.
too. I want to bring in some color or an accent wall.
Yep.
And I'm always unsure, like, if I do an accent wall here, and do I bring it into here, and that's why we've
Okay.
been kind of.
Well, the purpose of an accent wall is to bring focal and direction. You want to draw your eye then into that accent. It becomes then your most prized accessory. It's kind of like when you have a purse with your outfit and everyone goes, oh, I love that purse. That's where people walk in, oh, I love that color on the wall. That's kind of what the purpose of the accent focal wall is. So when you come in, you want people to notice your fireplace.
Mhm.
So that's going to become your accent wall. So that's the wall you're going to paint.
Do we then stop here? Do we go to this one here?
No,
or just
You
stop right there?
there. Your focal point is just that.
Okay.
This is a totally different room. Now, if you wanted to marry the two rooms, you could, but my first impression is nope, just there, because then it no longer becomes your focal wall. It becomes just this whole side of the house.
And what about,
That makes any sense.
I've always thought about like with the tray ceiling, like doing something with that then, or
So the idea of the tray ceiling is to draw your eye up. So one thing you could do is bring the accent color on the tray ceiling, but then do 2 shades lighter up on the actual ceiling, because then it creates this effect. You could do.
okay.
So that's something that you could do.
it creates the what
No word.
effect?
Accent. It creates kind of height, accentuates the height is what I was trying to say. Okay, so, oh, I love that clock.
we
Where'd
just
you find that?
actually
Love it.
we just actually found that recently. So
I love it.
We
It's
we were just
great.
looking. We had a custom wreath made at Christmas time because I wanted a big
Yeah.
wreath made, and it had looked stark. We finally just when we walked in one place and we
And
actually
you saw it and you
we
were
went
both
looking
like,
for a recliner and we
Okay.
ended up getting a clock.
well, it's okay. The clock works. It's fantastic.
So now we're still kind of like we need a recliner
Sure,
or something.
sure.
So,
Now, if you is there a color where you wear it a lot? It makes you feel good in the space. It makes you feel, it screams family warmth. What color would that be?
and of course, reds, blacks, blues. I mean,
Okay.
those are I guess the colors. I
What
would
about like
say.
a slate blue, kind of like a gray blue?
Yeah, that-
Okay, because I'm thinking like a dark gray blue on this accent wall, because it'll really kind of
Oh,
pull
that would be
out
pretty.
the fireplace.
You hear that a slate blue.
Mm-hmm.
Like
would
a,
actually be-
I've got some
That would
some
actually
colors.
I'd
It would be gorgeous.
actually kind of like that color.
And then did you tell her about the chair?
Yeah, we need the chair is.
Gotcha.
We've been looking. The
Sure,
chair is.
it's hard. It's hard. And you're keeping the sofas you don't need to replace, right?
Yeah, well,
Okay.
It's
We
nicer than
know-
Fraser's dad's chair.
we know eventually, but for right now, it's like
Sure.
it still has time purpose. So
Absolutely. Oh, absolutely. And it fits everybody, which is nice.
yeah,
Yeah.
so we're like we just don't want to do the investment right now.
Sure. Sure. Absolutely. You know, you could even, not that I want to make you keep changing your wall stuff, but you could even bring this piece into your dining room, because it is a bit fancy because of, but it has that rustic flair with the wrought iron in the middle.
That's true.
So that would actually work in the dining room
That's true.
as an option.
That's true.
You know, and then you can find, it's easy to find stuff for a family room. It's easier to do that when you've got the rustic style in here.
That's true.
You don't have to worry about that.
Susan Davis says she enjoys the live events. She may need your help.
Yep, you got it, Susan. Very nice. All right, so let's really quickly
Lionel joined. Hello, Lionel.
colors. Let me just see if there's any blues in here that I was looking for.
I like the slate more with like gray,
Okay,
blue and gray.
here, why don't you look through these and tell me what you're gravitating towards. Here's kind of your really gray blues, and I'll see if I've got another. These are my newer colors.
Would you go dark?
You tell me, it's your house.
Because I like that.
What's great about this is it's just paint.
Uh-huh.
If you absolutely hated it, it's just paint. You know, it's not like.
Sound like
Yeah,
I like this.
that one.
And I will say that usually the problem that people have with the dark is that they don't want to do it. They don't want to go so bold. So if you want to go bold, that's
Right.
Yeah,
good for you
Like
guys.
that actually
that's
more
pretty.
too. They kind of like would pop out, bring out colors in the stone too.
It would, and that's what I was liking. And this is kind of a really kind of cool, fun, rustic color. Even this one's pretty. That one has a little bit more.
And in
of
some
green.
ways, I'm thinking like with the formal at the dining room, because
Uh-huh.
I have like my blue willow. I mean, I have collection of blue willow. That maybe that would tie in some of my blue willow a little
Oh,
bit.
sure, sure. Yeah, and that's the idea. When you decorate your house, is you want the whole. Each room has its own personality, but overall, you want to feel like it all kind of goes together. That's what really makes a house a home, as opposed to just different rooms in a house.
So then, if you do something
I
like
love that.
yeah, I actually kind of really like that. I actually kind of like that smoky blue. So if you do something like that, then what color would you do then, like for a pop for like the tray then? Because I really kind of like one. I love that look of like a pop in the tray, but would you do like a tan then, or
You could, because you're going to leave the walls the tan. So yeah, you could definitely do that. So you don't still have that color.
We do, actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's
Is that
no
what's,
bucket.
what's
Just-
on the ceiling right now? Is that what's on the
Yeah,
ceiling?
the same. I think
It
it's
is the same. Okay.
I couldn't tell if it was the same.
Yes,
or
I
not.
think
It looks
so.
the same.
What do you need, Tyler?
Sure.
That's,
Hey, Tyler.
That's Jody.
Jody, look.
Hi, what you got?
Uh-oh, he got into something.
Uh-oh, let's go find out.
Jill has a lot of goodies.
Let's find out.
Jill has a lot of goodies. What? Her. Yes, it's charging. Oh, it was probably dead.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, you can play with that.
Well, you're not supposed to be going online.
I don't think it's.
Oh, it won't go on.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I really don't
Well,
think
then it's safe. Tyler has an online addiction.
I don't think that she just got it recently, and Brad would know more. But
Yeah. Like most of America, Tyler has an online addiction.
iPad go on or iPad go online? I think it just has bowling games and stuff. I don't think it does. Oh, it does.
No, I don't think it does.
Okay,
doesn't
okay.
go
Well, then it's safe for him to play with. Good.
Okay, so you tell me. So this is our slate tile, and this is the smoky blue. Which one are you feeling more?
I like the smoky blue.
Okay, all right. Well, then there you have it. Oh, I like clients like you. I like the smoky blue. Done. Okay, so we're going to stick with the smoky blue. Let me write down some of this so we don't forget.
I think that looks so cool.
Yeah.
Do you have a pen?
Yes, oh, yeah.
Okay, I was going to say.
I have to put them all away though when Jill finds them all.
And then she writes.
Jill has a collection of pens.
Oh, is that her thing?
Do you like pens?
That's okay.
Yeah, you're a fan of pens?
Okay, so this palette is nice as far as being in here on the tray ceiling. I don't know how light or how dark you want to go.
It just was something that just stood out at least. You know,
Okay.
that you notice that there's a difference.
Right. Okay, so let's go and see. So we're doing the smoky black. I'm sorry, honey. Let me just see. 'Cause I want. Ooh, this is pretty. The bittersweet stem. Because you want to draw out your natural elements. Oh, I like that too. Okay, so. Oh yeah, that's nice. So I'm thinking if we do this on the ceiling, it'll really draw your eye up.
On the very top or on the?
Well, I was going to do on this part,
Oh, okay.
and then you could do, if you wanted, you could do even the Irish cream. How dark do you want to go?
I just wanted something that would just stand out like
Right.
around.
Draw
you
your
know?
eye out.
Okay. Well, the biggest thing that would draw your eye up then is if you almost did just, it would almost be like a stripe, but it would really draw your eye up. And I would either do the bitter stem or the Irish cream.
I like the better stem.
This one? Well, it's exactly the color of inside the clock, which is really interesting. And I would see,
Yep.
and it even draws out that, which is nice. Okay, all right.
I
So
like
that's
that.
now worst case scenario. You do this, and you're like, I want to go on the ceiling too. Then you bring it up on top too. Do you know what I'm saying? You can. That's something that you can easily add in, and that's totally up to you if you think that you would want that. But if you're wanting to really accent it, my first thought is to just do the background and then leave the ceiling.
And I think in the past, haven't you done something using basically 3 different colors in the same palette and go a little darker lower and get lighter as you go up?
Yeah. This is different. They want to accentuate the actual tray, so then you want to go darker up and lighter down.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense. So anyway, and I love how it's bringing out even this. That's the perfect color. Yep. Okay. So we'll write those 2 down. All right. So we're already starting to get a palette together, which is nice.
Look here.
That's nice. It even draws in that because there's like just a little bit of blue
That's good.
in there. Okay. So this is.
She talking about the camera? Is that what she said?
Yeah.
You like the camera? Do you like the
Can you say
camera?
hi?
Camera.
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
on
it's a
camera. Say
camera.
hi, everybody.
Bye, yeah, buddy. Put it up.
So
How's
actually,
Jody, your
this is a
sister?
good time, Troy. Do you want to talk and just about the family dynamic? We like people to understand.
Yeah, so Jody and Jill are sisters,
Yes.
is that right?
Jill is my sister. She came
Okay.
to live with me about a little over 5 years ago.
Oh, it's been that long.
After
Okay.
our mother passed away. So
Okay, what is her diagnosis, if I can ask?
Jill has something called Coffin-Lowry syndrome. It's a genetic. It's like an extra X chromosome is the
Okay.
reasoning for it, and she. They said that when she was born, of course, years ago, they said that she would never walk and talk, but
She's obviously doing that.
she obviously is doing that. They told my parents that she wouldn't live past a year.
Well, she's clearly past that.
Obviously, she didn't listen to them.
You tell them, Jill.
So,
You
Jill,
tell them,
Jill likes to prove people wrong. And
Yeah.
What
she-
do you do?
what are you doing here? Where do you live?
What?
Where do you
Rocks.
live? In Point of Rocks.
Point of rocks.
Mommy
What happened to mom?
passed away.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Happened.
She's in heaven.
she's in heaven. Mommy comes to visit her almost every night. She talks to mommy. Mommy
Aw.
comes down to talk to her.
Well, that's,
I'm gonna call this
so did you
fire.
always know that if your mother would pass, that you would take on this
I always
responsibility?
said that I would like to have Jill. I had told my mom from as long as I could remember, and I had a few other sisters also who were interested. And one I think was more really would have also would have liked to have her too. If she could have. And it just came out timing wise and everything that just worked better with us to have her.
Yeah.
So.
I imagine it's been pretty disruptive to your life the last 5 years compared to before that. Is that
It's been
fair?
an adjustment, but
Yeah.
we've made it.
Yes, and our kids really have been wonderful and help us a lot. My husband's wonderful, and it takes a village.
Yeah.
Just
How many kids do you have?
I have three.
And they're grown and out of the house now?
No, they're all in the house.
They're all in the house?
They're all in the house. All roads lead
Oh,
home.
they're all hiding right now?
They're all out running errands. They'll be back.
Out on their own date
So,
nights.
Yeah, they'll all be back. So.
All right, so I just want to say, as I'm looking at this, these drapes actually work because it's the bitter stem. It's that color.
Okay.
So what I think we need to do is find fabric
For the tops.
exactly that's going to bring in that gray, that blue, and then everything will tie together. So then that's how you draw the accent wall
There you
into the
go.
space without diminishing the fact that this is still your focal wall.
Okay.
Perfect.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So, all right, so we'll keep this part, and that is so easy to do. Odds are it's just something that you can staple on the backside. So you're just going to take fabric and wrap it around. As long as you're good with, if you're okay with losing the trim part, because the trim is making it a little bit too formal
Yeah.
as opposed to a rustic. So when you lose that accent trim, then it becomes just a true, topper,
Yeah.
and then it's not quite as formal.
Now, what should we think about when we do all that? Because we have kind of red accents in here, and with the red appliances.
Doesn't
and stuff.
matter.
And we're still torn what color with the red here, and if we're doing the grayish blue on the wall, we're still kind of when we go recliner, we keep thinking we want pop of color, but we're not sure what pop of color.
Okay.
There's we've been torn.
Sure.
Pop of color we should go with.
What I would say professionally is you're going to want your pop of color to be in the fabric. In the sense, I would do a print.
See, I had said that to him. I actually really did tell him that.
Yeah. Now you may, depending on what you want to do, you're gonna, if you find this first, then you're gonna find your toppers. If you find your toppers first, bring that fabric. Then when you go for your chairs, either or is fine. Just make sure you have that in your mind. You don't have to do one before the other. It's just kind of whichever one you stumble upon.
Remember we were looking at, and I said I think we need a print, and he's like, I don't know, we need to solid for me. I'm like, I really think we need.
So now your other option is, if that's still not enough color for you after you've got the grays and the bluish grays in the chair in the print, then you throw a pillow or a throw, and that becomes your pop of color that then can change with your seasons, with your moods, whatever.
Yep.
That way if you get sick of it, okay, you just change the throw pillow, just change the throw itself. So, is that? Oh! I was like, what is that? Something creepy.
Told you there would be dinner.
Oh, you didn't have to make dinner.
Dinner? This is a new rule. Whenever we come over for decorating date night, we have dinner.
When we do Facebook Live at your house, we're good. It is dinner time. She's very true. It's so true. All right, so we'll do, so we're going to do new toppers in the kitchen. You'll know what that means,
Yes.
right?
Okay.
I'm curious, would Jill like to see the colors and vote?
Jill, you want to see the colors paint colors that we're gonna pick?
Yeah.
You want to come see it? Come over
Not
here.
yet.
Not yet.
What
We're
the-
gonna
A little bit? Okay.
Okay.
I headache.
Oh, you have a headache?
I'm up here.
Oh, okay. I'll get you some aspirin.
Oh.
Play
Are we-
bubbles.
are we giving you-
Wake me.
Oh, yeah.
So when
We're
you
giving
go
you a
pick out
headache?
the fabric, when you go to, do you have a Sherwin-Williams store somewhere near here?
There might be one in Leesburg.
Or in Leesburg? Yeah, there's
Yeah.
or in Frederick.
We're like that
In between.
cross.
I know there's a couple
halfway.
in Frederick. So just
Yeah.
go and get the swatches. And that way when you go to the stores to pick out your furniture and your fabric, then you can have the swatches with you.
Okay.
Okay. So that's, you're going to have the new curtain tops with the smoky blue and the bitters tan.
Play bubbles. Take it away from me.
Brad has it right here.
I want that.
We have
And,
There you go.
Debbie Dedicato has joined,
oh, okay.
and Debbie, it's hard for me to read this,
So when you go to pick
Trigger?
out this fabric, you can even bring the little
Tie-back.
sash because you're going to want that for the actual base color.
Okay.
Because this is pretty much going to stay because that's this color.
Yep.
Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's not reversible. Okay. That way you'll know the blues to get
Okay.
to go with it. So, all right. So that takes care of here, and then for your chair, for the family room chair.
In case you're wondering why I'm having a hard time reading the names, we have a contraption that you can't see on the video, but people in the house can see. With our last Facebook Live, we ended up having an audio-video sync problem, and so now we've strapped a backup video camera to the phone so that we have two videos rolling at once. But the downside is the contraption is held together literally with rubber bands. And so the rubber bands are getting in the way of me trying to see the name, so I apologize. I'll have to figure out a better way to do this.
Do you want to bring any color to your dining room?
That's why I was wondering
Okay.
if we do a pop.
Totally up to you.
Yes.
Hey, Bubba.
What do you need, Ty?
You too.
I don't think
Uh-oh, I hope not.
You found something. Do you need Jody or you're okay?
What you need? What you need, sweetie?
Do you want to go
That's
in there?
Janine's room. Has she got anything in here?
Oh, gosh.
That's her TV. Did you find anything in
Oh, you
there?
found TV? Oh, is that Redbox? How did you find... Oh, is that a smart TV?
Brad would know better than me. Hey, Brad, is Janae's TV a smart TV? No. No.
Oh. Are you sure?
Tyler, it doesn't do that.
I know he's watching a Redbox video. Are you sure it's not a smart TV?
Yeah. Oh, she's got the Roku. I
Roku.
guess. Yeah.
Oh, it's got Roku?
Yeah.
Well, all right. Well, we'll keep an eye on what you're watching here. You're kind of getting a little bit of a special treat going on this.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll pay the price for this later.
I don't know.
Tyler doesn't look at anything inappropriate online, so don't think that his addiction has anything to do with that. He just gets overly stimulated, and he becomes really difficult for us to keep organized and calm in the hours and sometimes days leading him getting too much exposure to online video stuff. So anyway, we'll deal with that later.
Like that. It's just a matter of what you want to do. If you want it, man, I would almost
can see
want to
myself.
see it
Hello.
on these 3 walls.
Oh, here's a chance for me to show
Because
my
this is
contraption.
a continuation of
Show
the
the
hallway.
contraption.
And so I would just leave that, the light, and then you could bring, the other thing you could do is bring your smoky blue on these 3 walls. Because then you're tying
Timing it all
your 2
together.
spaces together.
Yep.
And it's
So that
not
might
quite
be the way.
as deep. And we know it already goes with this piece.
Yes.
Right.
So that might be the way.
How do you think how do you feel
I
about
love it.
that?
I love it.
Okay. Yeah, that's my vote, is
Okay.
that we bring this in there. Now, are you wanting to paint the entire house, or you're good with it being this?
He doesn't want to do the house.
Okay. That's fine, I just
Yeah.
wasn't sure
No,
how
no.
much I was doing.
No,
Okay.
no, he doesn't
Alright.
want to do the
That-
Are you
that's-
painting, or are we having somebody paint?
Huh?
Oh, okay.
Him and our son.
Gotcha. Okay, so as far as window treatments in here, I would say just take them off initially. Don't put anything up there and just kind of live with it with the paint on the wall and see about maybe putting a piece, if you can find a piece of driftwood. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I think so.
Yeah, it almost looks like something you would find on the beach.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just mount it literally to the wall. And I really think that that is all you're going to want to do in there. Because you want to get away from the formal. And anytime you have fabric, it says, I'm formal.
Yep.
You know?
And then just a plain area.
And do a
around it.
plain area rug.
Okay.
Just a solid color. Again, you know.
Yep.
And you can do a gray blue. That would kind of bring, again, that more of that rustic,
Yep.
almost like the color of this picture frame. As far as a color on for an area rug. Yeah, that would be nice. And then once you what are you doing?
So you can see
Oh,
the
I was like,
color
what
better.
is he doing? Oh, okay. Yeah, and then that picture can go.
Let's go.
And then if you find something, actually that one piece of wrought iron would look good
There.
Right.
there.
Yeah.
That would be really pretty there. The other thing you could do is if you got a different mirror that had more of a rustic frame.
Which, I mean, because I've always been wanting like a big mirror
Okay.
someplace, so I didn't know where I would put
Well,
one.
then you would put it there. And it would go
Your
right.
mom's hutch is gonna go there.
Yeah.
Oh, you have a hutch? What is that? Is that match
It
this?
matches the table.
Okay.
Well, it's not and this isn't even the set, but
Oh, okay. So what's the set that's coming?
Well, we're thinking maybe about keeping
might
that
keep
piece
this piece.
or a similar piece
Okay.
there. And
Okay.
then her mom's hutch is gonna go there.
Okay.
but
Is
it's
it,
like in this color.
Yeah.
so is this
cherry
staying or going?
goes.
Shows
So what's going here?
Her mom's.
my mom said
Oh, which is,
this coloring scheme.
but just not this.
Yeah, it's just
Is
being,
it-
it's being redone.
Is
And
it
it's
a-
oval. It's oval.
It's oval. Okay, that's what I was trying to
Yeah,
like.
it's oval.
I can't talk at this time of the day. I
No.
talk in the morning. That's the only time I can
It was
talk.
my great aunt, and it seemed better days, so he's
Gotcha.
doing it all.
Okay, so what are the chairs? These chairs or different
No,
chairs?
they're different ones. They're also cherry wood.
Do they have a decorative back? Are they solid back or what?
Solid back.
Really?
Well, they've got it
They kind of got it.
kind of like that.
Yeah.
Okay, so they
Yeah.
do have somewhat of a,
Mhm.
okay, which is a little bit more formal
Yeah.
and
Right.
traditional.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So that's going to be really helpful then, is if you bring that piece of artwork in here, take that down. We'll have to figure out where that can go so that it's not in the hallway. You can probably, there's not a whole lot of hallway space. Actually, you could put it smack there,
Yeah.
and you could bring that in this room if you wanted to.
So we have all the kids' senior pictures that we have to find a place where all those are going to go. So
Gotcha.
which those might go down
Right.
down here, so that could go
The
there.
other place it could go is if you did all of the family pictures on this wall, because this is still somewhat of a hallway.
Yeah.
So you can do a collage of all family then goes right here, and it would take up this whole space, and that would actually
This
be
is
really
the last
nice.
year of our senior, so now we've got all you know, so we're still doing the unpacking
Gotcha.
stage. So now, of course, now the last one's the senior. She wants her senior montage. So we've got the whole, you know,
Okay.
three senior montages.
So
that
is
we go
this,
on.
so between here and here, would that be enough space to do the kids' pictures?
Yeah, so we got the one big 8x10
Okay.
thing, and then they got like the thing that's like
Yeah.
kindergarten through 12
Sure.
type of thing. That might fit. If not, like I said, we can kind of do one
Right.
each down the hallway and going down each thing.
The only reason why I'm suggesting this wall is you want to showcase your family. You want people to see it. Nobody sees it down the hallway.
Yeah.
And so this just is a really nice way. Again, it brings that family rustic feel. Rustic is family, more of that. So it would bring that here, and then you could do wood frames, chunky wood frames, which would then bring more of that rustic look into your traditional space. And you're going to want to do all the same color frames, all the same
Yeah.
wood, because that will unify the space. So that's what I would vote. I would do this color frames. You know, that chunky, chunky wood in the dark, which would be pretty. So then this goes smack dab right there on that
Yeah.
wall,
Yeah, it's cool.
which is great because then you actually see it,
Yeah.
which is nice. I'm noticing your pictures are all hung higher on the walls because you guys are tall.
Right.
Typically, you hang your pictures eye height, but your eye height and my eye height are different.
Well, and our son's even taller. So
That's so funny.
and our daughter's tall too. I mean, our son's 6'3" and our
That's
one
so
daughter's 6
funny.
feet. So
I'm like, well, I would never hang a picture that high, but that's probably good for you because.
well, I think that one got hung that way because we had a picture there at Christmas time.
And you had a
There
nail?
and it was a nail. Yeah, a nail and it was taller. So I think that one kind of got there because of the hole.
That's funny. I love that. Okay. All right. So we'll do. I'll just write those down as suggestions. Can I
Okay,
write?
I'm gonna show you. This is the contraption I was talking about earlier. You can see it's kind of goofy. Actually, I didn't realize, but we have to make sure we clear out memory on the camera, the extra camera, because it's now stopped. So hopefully this Facebook Live video doesn't have the sync problems that the last one had, because our backup is no longer operating. So anyway, and let's see, we've got Rebecca says hello.
Pictures
Um,
and dining room
so
hallway wall.
I'm going to take my contraption apart so I can use the phone a little bit better.
Oh boy.
Because the camera stopped. The Facebook Live's still going, but the camera.
Gotcha.
Apparently, we didn't think to clear the memory on the camera.
Okay.
So we're learning as we go.
Hallway.
We've learned something every time. It's our 4th episode, and we've learned something each time so far.
Hallway wall. Okay. And then we're gonna bring the family room
Taking this apart will be a
wood iron
challenge.
piece
Yep.
in here. So move.
Oh, my hand's going to block. Pardon this for 2 seconds, Facebook Live. Here we go. Let's do this, do this. Get that off of there. Put that there. Okay, we're coming back. There we go. That's a little bit better. Fart, well.
Okay. All right.
Struggling. This is me struggling to get this stuff
All right.
off.
So is there anything else that we need to address?
That off of there. Off of there. And we're back. All right, now it's just regular phone time.
Okay.
Ooh,
Did you have any other ones that you were?
Did you want to go on the bedroom?
Oh, yeah, we were just wondering our master bedroom about the
Yeah.
Kelly, yes.
Yeah.
and Jaden's checked in and says, I live there, I am tall.
Yeah.
Then there you go. There you have it.
That's
See,
our
this
model daughter.
picture would be right here. Like the top of it should be here. From a design perspective, just saying. Oh, I love your furniture.
So this is another one, like, and I was wondering about
Yes.
the tray. And we were trying to think about color in here.
Okay. So
And drapes.
And drapes.
and drapes. Okay.
Yes. This was our other, we've kind of gone around and around.
I wonder if what about? Let me see the drapes in the dining room.
Oh, she disappeared.
That's not gonna work. Never mind.
Oh,
I
she's
thought
back.
maybe you could repurpose the drapes in the dining room for this, but that's it's not gonna work. They're like pink. It just
Yeah.
they have like a pinky shade to them. Okay, so do you like?
Yeah, 'cause I kind of got him that to go. I said I wanted like a purple, and I'm like I kind of
Okay.
went with the gray purple, just to kind of get the little
Okay.
masculine, but not
Okay.
too feminine, so I
Okay.
got them to agree on that one.
Okay.
So I kind of like, but so then we didn't know if we should do like gray walls or something, and then so I still want to do maybe something with the tray.
Sure.
I just didn't know how dark we should do in here, but I wanted something in here
Right.
to make it a little bit something.
So now this is the other concept that I was talking about, that where you would start darker on your walls and then go gradually lighter up, because then it brings this. And because you've got your heavier furniture, you want to anchor your furniture with a weightier color on the wall to balance the weight of the furniture. And then you're going to draw your eye up. So you can pick a gray, and then we'll just do a lighter gray and a lighter gray. So then your lightest gray, almost like barely gray, would be on the ceiling.
Oh yeah, that would be cool.
Okay. So then the really what we need to do is then find a gray. So again, I'm going to have you all just look through here and see which grays you like or don't like. Let me see if I have some in here.
Hi, Jonathan. Hi, Nancy.
What's the browns?
Thank you for the little emoji
They're
comments
kinda
and the likes and all that sort of
mixed
stuff.
in.
Appreciate it. Feel free to share as well. We were wondering last time if you could actually share a live video, and apparently you can share a live video. So
I'm wishing there was like a purpley gray. That's really what I'm looking for. Is something that's
Here somewhere.
somebody just gave, I'm assuming, an accidental angry face. There's nothing to be angry about here.
Sorry that you're angry. We don't do angry. Did you accidentally hit angry? We don't do angry. Let me get my other colors too. And if there's nothing in there, it doesn't mean that we have to stick with that.
And if you've got any comments or questions or things you want to have addressed, the beauty of Facebook Live is you have a chance to do that. And I'm wondering if I should go, while we're looking at colors, I'm going to go spy on our son Tylor and make sure that he's not getting into something. I'm assuming he's still trying to surf the web via Roku, but let's make sure. Let's make sure that that's the case. Oh, what you watching there, Booba?
Honda Odyssey.
Oh, now you're watching Honda. I definitely have access to the internet here, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, he likes red boxes and Honda Odysseys. And what else do you like to look at online? What else do you like to look for? He's not going to tell me. Oh, I can.
No.
You're not going to tell me. Well, it's okay if I tell him.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are you going to type? What are you going to type? Are you trying to clear what you typed earlier? Okay. Let's see what he types, and we'll go back to the decorating here real quick. We've got about, if my watch is right, another 5-10 minutes, I think, 10 minutes max left on this Facebook Live episode.
Yeah.
What are you going to type, Booba?
Dog.
No, he doesn't want to. Doesn't want to do it with, well, he's getting camera shy. Anyway, Tylor has to like to look up Honda Odysseys and red boxes and Wheel of Fortune videos and the Price is Right videos, anything that had to do with cars, really, Motor Week, that sort of thing. That's kind of his thing, which is all good stuff, but then he ends up fixating on it, and that's not such good stuff. So
I love that. That's very pretty.
The steel.
Okay.
Jake gives a shout out to Tasha. Hi, Tasha.
That's our son and his girlfriend.
Oh, how sweet.
How romantic.
I hope none of your children gave us the angry face.
I know exactly.
Was that the angry face?
We won't save any food for them then.
That's right. No food for you. Okay, I do like that family.
I do too.
Really, really nice. Now, yeah, I like that one the best, I think.
And what do you think of that? I mean,
Oh, I misspoke earlier when I thought there was only 5-10 minutes left. My watch is obviously running fast. If that clock is correct, then we've still got another 15 minutes or so left.
Okay.
you like that?
That's very pretty. Which one are you thinking?
I like that.
Yeah.
I don't know which one. Would that be too dark? Would that make me feel too dark in here, or would I mean once
This
it's all
room is a little dark.
Okay, well then I would probably do the monorail.
do the monorail and
Yeah,
then
and then
go up?
and then go up. Yeah, because you need 3 colors.
Yeah.
So those would be the 3.
Okay.
Yeah, I love that. That's really nice. Let me just see it with your bedding, just out of curiosity. Very nice. Very, very nice. Yep. That's perfect with that. Yeah, no,
Neat,
that's
that.
really nice. And
I'm curious to see how this looks on a video screen. On the phone screen, the colors don't look exactly the same. I think that these look very nice in person, not quite as good on the video for some reason.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
And then we would do like the evening shade, the middle, and then the reflection on top, but then the evening into the bathroom.
Correct.
Which one
Correct.
is easy? That one.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I mean, we'll go in there just to make sure, but that's what I'm thinking. Because I like how you have the grays on the floor. Oh, yeah. That's very nice.
Okay.
That's really pretty. The evening shadow in here. Oh, and you've got the purple in here.
Yeah.
I see what you did there. Yeah, that's nice. It's just subtle enough that it picks up the gray that's in the tile. Because you look at the tile and you go, there's gray in that.
I was
But when
gonna
you
say, yeah.
But when you put the gray on the wall, that's what then gets drawn out from the tile,
Yeah.
which is good. Now, here's the other thing you could do. Just a thought. If you wanted to bring the monorail silver, you're just going to do it. Oops. I end up in your tub. That would be embarrassing. That's a Facebook Live moment, huh? That goes for the blooper reel.
Exactly.
You can bring that into just this area,
Nice.
which would be pretty. It would just bring your eye, again, that darker color draws your eye into the room, into the space. Same concept as the focal wall. And then you're tying, again, those two spaces
Right.
even more together.
Right.
So, yeah.
Awesome.
And then if you wanted to, you can bring the ceiling color into this area because that's the smallest, darkest
Oh,
space.
yes.
Right.
Yes.
Perfect.
Okay?
Love it.
Yay!
I'm excited.
I'm
Now
excited
we're
too! I know what you're doing next weekend.
But you don't.
All right. Okay, so this is the master bedroom. Okay. And
So
then
we're getting some explanation here. Jake says that Jaden accidentally hit the angry face.
Oh, okay. Thank you for not being angry for real. Okay,
And
so
then Jaden explains it was the dogs. Not very nice.
our monorail.
Ed has joined. Hello, Ed.
Monorail.
Cheryl has joined. Hey, Cheryl.
Hi, Cheryl.
Oh,
Hi,
she
Ed.
says hi, Dina, Troy, and Tyler.
Hey. Okay, this is SW7663. And then you're going to do, I guess we'll call it tray, ceiling. Okay, so the middle color is going to start on this part and then go up, if that makes any sense.
It's a flat part and
Yes.
then the
Yes.
inside.
And then the top is the lightest.
Okay.
Okay? So, so then this is going to be on the ceiling.
As a recap, we've only chosen basically two different color palettes that you're kind of using interchangeably in different rooms, correct?
Yes. Ceiling. And then I'll do.
I want to make sure that in my distraction on the technical side of this that I
Because it's
haven't
nice
lost
because the
track.
girls' bathroom is like we have yellow and gray
Perfect.
theme, and they've been wanting gray in their wall. So whatever, like we could pick one of these grays
Absolutely.
just to go
Yeah.
and put in there.
Yeah,
Blend it in.
absolutely. That's exactly the idea. You can reuse and repurpose. So this is going to be the upper ceiling. You'll know what that means. If you don't, just call
Yep.
me. Be like, what do your notes mean? And this is going to be reflection.
And Cheryl says, I have to have you guys come to my house in the spring. Seriously.
Okay, you got it. 7661. Okay, and so then the master bath.
10-minute
Tyler is very
warning. We're
quiet.
going to wrap this up in a Facebook Live session anyway in about 10
Yep.
minutes. So if you have
If you have any
thoughts or
questions-
questions that you want to,
Okay, so
or
we're gonna
comments on
do
preferences,
the
do you like the
evening-
colors that have been chosen, not like the colors?
Evening
Do you agree with the angry face that was sent earlier?
shadow.
Those dogs.
Evening shadow is main, and then tub area. This is going to be the tub area.
And Jill has joined. Hello.
The tub area is going to be the monorail.
Oh, hey, Cheryl shared us. Thank you, Cheryl.
Monorail silver.
All right, let's go see what
And
Jill's up to.
then, the
Wait till.
Oh, there There she is. You getting ready to look and give your seal of approval to the colors? You want to look at the colors that were picked?
Not yet.
Not yet?
I'm
Okay.
sleepy.
She's sleepy.
You're sleepy?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know the feeling. Yeah.
I'll go lay down.
You want to go lay down for a little bit?
Oh, here's someone named Jill saying hi on Facebook.
Oh, somebody's saying hi, Jill.
Yeah.
When I saw it on Facebook, I was like, oh my gosh, I love that.
So Jill is saying hi to Jill.
Hi.
I'm sleepy.
Oh, Jill there is saying hi to Jill.
Yeah, apparently.
Sleepy.
Are you
Or-
sleepy? You're sleepy.
Yeah.
We need to get you a cup of coffee. Do you need a cup of coffee?
Huh?
Do you want a cup of coffee?
Do you drink coffee?
No.
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 Really?
No.
Not even
Okay,
with like,
no.
not
You're
even
too,
with.
are you too young? You're too young?
Did you just call me old? That's all right.
I
feel
like
old
your
sometimes.
jacket.
She likes
You like my jacket? Well, thank you.
What color are we gonna cut? What color we paint your room?
Oh no.
What color do you want in your room?
Oh
color do you
no
want?
yet.
You don't know
Well,
yet?
I can come back and we can decide together.
Danny just checked in, says we're here.
Oh, okay. Our daughter came back from spring break. She
Ah.
drove back. Oh, good. I'm glad you're back safely. Okay, so let's just do a quick recap. You're going to kill me, but I would really love to
You
move
should
this
people-
piece and just hold it in there and just see.
We can take it.
Would you be willing to do
Do
that?
you want to take down the picture? And...
You can put it back up. I'm just curious to see it in that
Oh,
space.
here's the physical labor portion of Facebook Live.
That's
Decorating
easy.
date night.
Okay. All right. So, because I just want to test my theory.
And Pat has joined. Hello.
Keep that one down though.
Here, let me move the stop
Oh,
off.
Cheryl says her favorite is hazelnut coffee with hazelnut creamer. She
So
says
you just like
no.
hazelnut.
And I don't drink
Put that
coffee.
up here.
You should have named your. You should have given yourself the name of Hazel. I'm not suggesting you're a nut, by the way.
And put that over here, Jody.
Okay.
Because that's better already. That then is bringing a formal, it's marrying the two spaces.
Okay, yeah.
So that's fine.
Here, I can get
Yeah, I
this
like
out
that.
of the way.
Oh, okay. Yeah, see, that works to me. Yes! Oh, yay! Happy day!
Ooh.
And then you're going to have the gray in here.
Yep.
That
Look
sharp
at that. I like that already.
That is so. Because
By the
you're
way,
bringing
give us
the
a flex.
natural
Let's see those
color,
muscles.
That focal point is in that gray blue is coming in here, and it'll look fantastic with that. It'll really show it off.
Yep.
You almost don't see it because it's the same color as
The
the wall.
wall.
Yes! Oh, I love it. That makes me happy. Okay. Does that work for you?
It works for me, yeah.
Okay,
And I
good.
think I
Does
think
that
you're
work
right.
for you?
Once we get the
Okay.
wall color, I think I'll definitely.
All right.
Jenna has joined.
Excellent. I love that. Okay. My work here is done now.
We got a vote.
Honestly, that makes such a big
He
difference.
may win out too because he keeps telling me to get rid of that. He's like,
Well, that doesn't work in here. I'm
Calculated
sorry. I
change.
know. It's okay. I'm sorry. Can this go in one of the bedrooms or the dumpster?
The garage.
does anybody want precious moments?
I know it's your whole collection, but I have to agree with you because
I know.
it really. And the other
That's a
thing
bit
is.
of my lifetime of things, but I know.
But the other thing
time.
it's doing is it's throwing off the balance
I
of the
know.
room and
I
the
know.
weight of the room because
I
you
know.
kind of go, oh, there's this thing in the corner, and you don't want to draw your eye to a corner. Now, if there was a beautiful stained glass and you wanted to draw your attention, then that's
We
totally
see
different.
it. Say, speaking of stained glass, we do.
Jenna has checked in, says Dina rocks.
Aw, thank you.
And we got a vote for chai tea, by the way, in addition to the hazelnut coffee.
This is our stained glass we got on our first anniversary, but see the coloring. We had this on our. This is our first anniversary gift to each other,
Yes.
but we didn't know because the colors. We've had this.
Yeah, why
This is our
not
first
put that?
anniversary gift to each
Put
other.
it right here.
But see, we didn't know because it used to hang like in the windows and with the lights, but
You
we
don't
didn't
have
know.
to. You don't have to. You can put it right here. It's
It gets a
getting
lot of
enough
light. It'll reflect the light out of the windows.
Just try
maybe.
it.
Well, how the hooks go, though, you won't go with the hook.
Well, you can
Yeah,
at
that's
least
just a good idea.
just kind of get an idea of. Here, let's
What do you think?
move this baby away.
Do you think the frame's the right color?
I would hang. Can you hang it the other way? Because that actually looks better that way. I don't know if you could do that or not.
And maybe get the paint frame, stain the frame.
Yeah, if you could stain the frame more this color, just a little bit darker, that would work. And I would hang it. Actually, let's try this. Just try this really quick.
Oh, putting it on the table.
Yeah, and just kind of
Oh.
leaning it.
That's actually interesting.
Although with my animals, my dogs,
Gotcha. Okay.
Maybe the
So,
other way.
all right. So then you could do it this way, but I would just hang it lower. And then you can leave the flowers there, and then it creates
Because that brings balance, right?
balance.
Okay.
Anytime you have three, you'll create balance.
Okay.
So this is one, that's two, the desk or the piece of furniture is three.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yep.
So
But
that's
stain that darker.
stain this a little bit darker, and then
Okay.
you don't have to switch the hanging hooks. You can just
Okay.
hang it the way it's supposed to be.
Sorry, you have
So-
more work to do.
But that's an easy thing because this is a great piece, and you're
Yeah.
going to get the light from there, so
Yep.
you don't have to worry about hanging it in a
And
window.
so you're just not sure what to do with it, since we
And
moved
again, it has that rustic, but you know what I mean? It kind of is a good transition piece, so it's good for the front foyer.
in. Yep.
Good.
Are you loving the mirror there, or is that okay?
We just put it there because we know what to put there.
Okay, well then this is a better option. Okay, cool. All right, well that
Sorry.
takes. Oh, I'm sorry.
By
That
the way,
takes
another
care of
vote
that.
for Dina rocks, and actually they said I rock too.
Oh
I'm
wow!
liking that. We'll take more comments like that.
I didn't want to.
Now I have a question
What?
about the Precious Moments Corner. Is there a spot in the house that is... Where'd she go?
Right.
Is there a spot in the house that is kind of your space, your room, and would that maybe fit into that room? Like a place where they hang out and meditate or read or chill?
We have like a guest bedroom / area down the basement that's like a work in progress that it could go down there. Could go down there.
Could go there.
The guest bedroom / work in progress room. You could go
All
down
right.
there.
Bethany says, hi, Jody and Brad. Shout out from Kansas.
That's my
Okay.
best friend in Kansas.
So
Hey,
another.
come out for a visit and see everything we've done.
That's right.
Bring your paintbrush.
There you go.
And I can't help but I got to say, when you arrive in Maryland, you won't be in Kansas anymore.
What you can do is replace this with something low to the ground, a bowl, and put rocks in it.
Okay.
And do some rocks, some chunky rocks, and that would be, again, more of that rustic feel.
Bethany says, the guest room for me.
It's ready.
Okay. All right, so we've got our rustic / formal coming together. What is Tyler listening to? So that's going to go bye-bye. That's going to be your family room
Yep.
wall. This is going to go right. Do you want to try it? Let's try this.
Take that.
Take that one down. All right, so we're doing one other thing. See, this is what I love, because then you have that instant transformation. We are turning what is a very traditional formal look now into more of a rustic. So now this is going to go here.
Cheryl's checking out. She's got to get some pizza with her husband. She says she'll be back.
Ooh, yum.
We're wrapping up pretty soon, though.
I
Bethany
love
says
it.
she wants to,
Yes.
can't wait to come.
Yes, yes. Oh, and that's the right height. Go to your right, just a smidge. Yes. Perfect. Love it. And that's the right height.
We kind of missed you getting excited.
You don't even have to change the nails. This is great. It was meant to be. This is meant to be right here. Oh yeah. That's
We got to get the happy dance again.
I love that. That is so perfect. Does that work for you?
Works for me.
Okay.
Yes, yes.
All right. If you wanted to put that there just so you don't have to worry about where to hang it, that's totally up to you. But yeah,
Well,
that's
And actually, that'll give you an idea of what the photos up there might start to look like.
sure. Now let me move this out of your way.
Ooh, I don't know. Are you going to be able to do that? I don't know if you're going to... Yeah,
My
it's got the,
dad son do that.
yeah, just do that. Good idea. I hate
There
to
you
see a
go.
disaster live on Facebook.
Unless you want to stand on a chair or something.
Hi, Tyler.
He's raising on through. Yeah, that is definitely gonna look way better there.
I'm curious.
I like that there. I'm really
I was gonna say-
I'm really looking forward to seeing
Stand on a
when the
chair.
wall's painted.
Oh, when the wall is painted that same slate blue gray that we picked. Oh,
Yep.
my gosh, that's gonna be absolutely perfect. Yeah, much better. Much better. I mean, again, it'll have to come down as far as your height, unless you do the other pictures more down low, and that could be your, the family one, and then you do the kids kind of below it. That's fine too.
Yep.
It's totally up to you, but that's much better. Yeah. Do you see how it's already starting to
I
feel less formal
Yep.
just by doing that?
Yeah.
You remove this, and yet it's even that much more less formal.
Right.
Because then you're going to do the low one with the rocks, and it'll be perfect.
Joe.
This can-
What's it for you, sweetie?
You just call Jody Joe?
Yeah. That's his review.
Let's see.
Oh, wait. Yeah, that one's probably not going to do what you want it to do.
I don't know if it gets online, Tyler.
But we can. It's not even fully. It's not even charged enough.
22%.
22%.
Not quite. Not yet.
I'm going to sneak in here to see what time it is because my watch is not working. Okay, 5:59. So we're at about approximately the 1 hour mark.
You like that?
All right, so we are at about the one.
Change so far.
So we're at about the 1 hour mark. So are we going to wrap it up, or do you have something you want to do real quick before we
Well,
wrap
I'm
it
just
up?
going to kind of go over. So we came in. The design dilemma was, how do we marry traditional formal with rustic? What does that look like? So basically what we've done was we brought in the rustic feel from the family room and literally took things off the wall and then brought it into the dining area. We're going to take down the window treatments and not put anything there, get a piece of driftwood, and it's going to go above. Because anytime you have fabric, it brings a little bit more of a formality to a space. Doesn't have to, depending on the fabric, but that's typically what that means. We're going to swap out the rug. She's going to do a solid color rug, because anything that has a design is going to be a little bit more, again, traditional formal. Going to add a low center piece that's going to have some rocks in it, some natural elements to bring in that rustic style. This wall is going to now become the family wall, again, bringing in that family traditional rustic feel into the traditional formal space. And then we'll do an accent color on these 3 walls, which is going to be the same color that we use in the family room for the focal wall that is on the fireplace, which is like a slate, grayish blue, beautiful color. So very excited about this. We're painting like as if I'm doing it. Sorry. Brad will be painting and shade the ceiling as well, and then into the master bedroom and bathroom. And then we're gonna see. We should do some before pictures, and then we'll do some after pictures. That'll be really cool.
Awesome.
All right, good. Well, thank you for joining us, Facebook Live. Here, come on in. Come on. We're Tyler and Jill are about.
Bye.
All right, bye.
Oh, wait.
We'll see you
Okay,
next week for another episode. Thank you for joining us.
And Marlene just joined, so you know
So you
what?
have to go back and watch.
Go watch the video from the beginning.
We're gonna have dinner.
Yes.
Yum. All right.
See ya. Bye.